The Quran draws a picture about the reality of this life. God says that the example of this worldly life is like rain, which we send down from the sky, and the vegetation of the earth mingles with it. Then it becomes dry remnants, scattered by the winds, and God is ever, over all things, perfect in ability. In another verse, God says, the example of this worldly life is like rain, which we have sent down from the sky, that the plants of the earth absorb, those plants from which men and livestock eat, until when the earth has taken on its adornment and is beautified, and its people suppose that they have capability over it, there comes to it our command, by night or by day, and we make it as a harvest, as if it had not flourished yesterday. Thus do we explain in detail the signs for a people who give thought. So the Quran says that this life is like rain that comes down from the sky, and it causes the plants to flourish. You see lots of fruits. Everyone is enjoying all these blessings, and then comes death. The takeaway message is that the beauty and blessings of this life do not last, and that everything comes to an end. Beauty, health, wealth, they all come to an end. Even if a person remains wealthy to the end of their life, wealth becomes meaningless when the person gets old, right? Because what will a person do with a lot of money if they can't move or walk or eat or enjoy anything about them? So basically everything comes to an end. Well, what is the true meaning of life then? What is the purpose of living this life? In that regard, God says, I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me. Well then, how do we worship God? In that regard, God says he has created you from the earth and has settled you therein to construct it. Constructing the earth is by building societies and civilizations that live with justice and prosperity. So this is the purpose of God creating us and putting us on earth, and this is how we can fulfill this purpose, by worshiping him and constructing this earth. In regards to life and death, God says he created death and life to test you as to which of you is best in conduct. So we live on this earth for some time before we reach death, and we need to use this time to do good deeds. And he, God, is the exalted in might, the forgiving. But why do we have to do good in this life? We do it because it prepares us for the afterlife. So this life and what we do in it is our gateway to the afterlife. In that regard, God says, use what God gave you to seek the hereafter. And do not forget your share of this world. So we're using our blessings that God gave us to seek the hereafter, to do good deeds. That is our gateway to the hereafter. And at the same time, we do not forget our share from this world, meaning that we don't forget to enjoy these blessings of God. But how do you use the blessings of God to seek the hereafter? By doing good. Do good as God has done good to you, and desire not corruption in the land. Indeed, God does not like corrupters, because corruption is not going to lead to a happy ending in the afterlife. God also says that wealth and children are an ornament of this worldly life. So basically the blessings given to us by God are an ornament of this worldly life. But the good deeds which endure are better in your Lord's sight for reward in this life and the hereafter, and is better in respect of hope. Hope for a better, perfect life in the hereafter. Prophet Muhammad also says that if the final hour comes, meaning if the day of judgment comes and everything is falling apart around you, so if the final hour comes while you have a sapling in your hand and you're able to plant it, then plant it, for it will save you from the hellfire. So doing good, something as simple as planting a tree, these are the types of actions that will save us from the hellfire. These are the things that give meaning and purpose to this life and save us in the afterlife. So although life comes to an end, we can live it with purpose. We can do so by worshiping God alone, getting ready to meet him in the afterlife. We can get ready by doing good to others and to ourselves, and by building and not destroying. only then we can find peace and purpose in life.